So this is Ellen again, and this is RV New England again, and I'm sitting here with Marcia Galvin of Normandy Farms in Foxboro, Massachusetts. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
I love Normandy Farms, been coming for years. I'm so happy you decided to do the interview with us. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
So for people who aren't familiar with this jewel in Foxboro, tell us a little bit about Normandy Farms.
Well, I can start with the history. Francis Daniels, our ancestor, was born in Normandy, France, and he was in the French army. And he went over to the West Indies to do his service and became ill. And he had to be sent back to France. And during that journey back, he was captured by a privateer and was brought to Boston, Massachusetts.
And how did the campground grow out of that?
Okay, so he worked for a gentleman in Wrentham, Mass, and 1759 bought the land, 53 acres, which started Normandy Farms. So that was back in 1759. Since then, now we have 9 generations that have worked the land for the Daniels family, and it went from a dairy farm to chickens and sheep. And eventually, farming sort of went by the wayside, and we weren't able to make the money from farming. So my father, Al Daniels, wrote a business plan in college to develop a small campground on the property. As my grandparents were avid RVers, and my grandfather was a truck driver, so he traveled the country, and there really wasn't a park in this area. So we developed a small park, 25 sites, and now it's blossomed into 400 campsites.
Now, of those 400, you also have a wide variety of sites for a lot of different service levels and a lot of different camping styles. I think someone was telling me you actually have new camper sites and you have different amenity levels. Could you explain again to people who might not be familiar, or either they want full amenities or they might want a more rustic experience?
So we have campsites for tenters with no water or electric hookup, sort of primitive camping. So if you're new to the camping lifestyle and you want to just try it out with your family in a tent, that's a good place to start, because you still have access to all the amenities that we have here at the park with the pools and things. Going up a notch, if you wanted to invest in maybe a pop-up or a small RV, we have just water and electric sites, or you could go up to cable, patios, 50 amp electric service, full hookup with sewer. So you can run the whole gamut from a tent to a Class A motorhome that's 50 feet in length. So pretty much a little bit for everybody. We have rentals available as well. So if you are new to camping and you want to just try something a little bit less primitive than a tent, you can rent one of our safari tents, which has electric, and you're not sleeping on the ground. You have a queen size bed, and it's very lovely actually. Or you could go up to one of our cabins or our yurts too. And those are more like hotel rooms within the camping atmosphere. They're very nice.
They look lovely, and I think they sit right in front of your fishing pond.
Yeah, the yurts sit right in front of the fishing pond, so you can get up in the morning, have your cup of coffee on the patio, listen to the birds and the tree frogs, and watch the boys and the men, most of them, fish.
I've been fishing there.
Okay, good.
And for the fishermen out there, we do need to say it's a catch and release,
Yes.
and it's a farmed pond, right?
Yes, it is. We stock it with 500 trout every April, so that there's plenty of fish to be caught.
Now, we've touched on some, you mentioned the pools, and there's a lot of activities here. I know that there's enough going on here that you could actually come, spend a week here, and never leave. And can you talk about both the activities for children, adults, and the concierge services available?
Of course. So you can stay as busy as you'd like, or just sit back and relax, whatever your preference is for camping. If you'd like to stay busy, we've got a tennis court, basketball court, 2 playgrounds, 4 pools, 2 are heated, 3 hot tubs. We have a team of 125 enthusiastic team members that help build that camping experience for you. We offer activities, everything from Gaga Ball, which has been hugely popular this year with the kids, to disc golf. We have a disc golf course. We have a 2-acre dog park, a bike park, So we've got plenty to offer as far as activities. For the adults, we have ceramics as well as children. We have paint night, we have dances and magicians and Wacky Wednesday. There's so much going on from 9 in the morning until about 10 o'clock at night. So you can do everything, or you could just sit by the campfire and enjoy your family.
Speaking of activities for the whole family, there's actually activities and services for pets, especially people who are taking their pets on the road. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, we're extremely pet friendly. We love our four-legged friends because they're just like part of the family. We have, like I said, the 2-acre dog park. We have canine coops in the dog park. So if you wanted to travel outside the park for whatever reason, and you wanted to leave your pet behind, you can rent one of our canine coops. It's fully enclosed with a padlock and key. We also have a camera on there so you can watch your animal while you're away on your phone if you'd like. You can log right into our webcam. We also offer potty breaks, so if you'd like to leave your dog in your RV, we'll come to your RV, take your dog out for a potty break, or we can take him for a longer walk. You can sign up for that as well. We also have access through our concierge to pet grooming and pet vet that will come right on site too. So we take care of the whole family, including the four-legged friends.
Can people schedule events, either personal events, family events, or corporate events, even if they're not camping in the park? Is that something that's available to the community?
It certainly is. We do have an area for family reunions and that type of event, corporate event, team building, where if you wanted to come and use our safari area, which includes our 18-hole disc golf course, volleyball, softball, horseshoes, and gaga ball. And there's a restroom located right there as well in a grove area. Many of the people that do that would have it catered. So that's an event that you can schedule on a Sunday afternoon, so it doesn't impact the guests that are camping here for the weekend. We also do birthday parties as well, children's birthday parties. We have 12 different themes, and it's all available on our website if you're interested in that. Those are hosted Monday through Thursday after school and on Sunday afternoons as well while we're open.
Now, for an event, does the restaurant on Normandy Farms, do they cater it? Do you offer the catering, or do they need to get an outside vendor?
They can choose to do either one. They can look at the menu from the on-site restaurant that we have and go through them, or they can bring in their favorite caterer if they have somebody that they've always worked with and they enjoy that as well.
You're located very close to Gillette Stadium. Do you find you have a lot of campers coming for events? And what advice would you have to people wanting to make reservations and wanting to come here and then attend an event at Gillette Stadium?
So we're so centrally located to many different sightseeing opportunities in the area, Gillette Stadium being one of them. We're not as busy for football games as one might think. We're more busy with concerts and sporting events like college football and lacrosse tournaments and things like that. So as soon as tickets go on sale for, say, Country Fest, which they just did, we get phone calls after phone calls to book for those weekends. So anything that's going on at Gillette Stadium and that you would like to attend, we recommend calling as soon as possible, because we do fill up those weekends with concert goers and event attenders.
Now, one of the things I saw coming in, and actually something I've used when I've been here, is spa services and concierge services. So if you want a very luxurious experience when staying here, that's something that Normandy Farms can arrange for you, correct?
Of course. So our concierge service is available at our front office, and they can set you up with an itinerary. Say you'd like to sightsee Boston, Cape Cod, Plymouth. We can map everything out for you if you'd like to go to a restaurant nearby, or if you'd like a massage. We do have a wellness center right on property, and we have massage therapists that are on call, so you could book your hour and a half massage and just sort of kick back, relax, let the kids play dodgeball, and you can get pampered.
I need to make a note to myself not to forget to do that.
Yes.
It's a call I have to make. Now, for when it's cooler, say in the fall, and even in the early spring, because we talked about the pools and the hot tubs, I know that the outdoor ones get closed down, but can you tell us a little about your indoor pools and
Sure.
the locker room? And I think that's all just downstairs.
Correct. So we're in the Recreation Lodge building right now. It's a 20,000 square foot building, 3 floors. In the bottom level of our building is our indoor pool. It's heated. It's open when we open, so it's open April 1st to December 1st when we close. And we have a sauna, 2 hot tubs, a fitness center, and changing room area. So that's open the entire time that we're open. Our other outdoor heated pool is located in the front of the park, and that's open from Mother's Day to Columbus Day. And then our other 2 pools, which are located behind the recreation building, are open Memorial Day through Labor Day.
Nice. So people can enjoy the water year-round.
They can.
What other kind of services do you offer for campers here, and especially those who are spending a long time on the road, and they come here and they need to do just some general housekeeping?
Sure. So we do have bathhouses available. We offer laundry service there, washing machines and dryers. We have free hot showers as well as family restrooms located at each of the buildings. And quite frankly, the restrooms here are cleaner than mine at home. We do pride ourselves in keeping those restrooms nice and clean.
They are lovely, and they are maintained beautifully. And I think they have skylights in them.
They do.
Don't they?
And hair dryers, so you don't even need to bring a hair dryer.
And we talked about Gillette Stadium, but what we didn't talk about that's very nearby is the shopping.
Yes.
So do you want to get into that a little bit for us?
Sure. So there's so much to do outside the park if you decide you want to leave. We do have the Rentham Outlets, which is just 2 exits up on 495, and there's a lot of shopping there. We also have Plain Ridge Casino, which is just 2 miles south on Route 1 from here, so if you'd like to try your hand at gambling. Like we said, we have Gillette Stadium, we have umpteen restaurants, and lots of fun things to do, Mansfield Crossing. So all in this whole vicinity, there's quite a bit to do.
And some of those restaurants nearby, we're talking 4- and 5-star restaurants.
Yes.
Within, what, about 15-minute drive?
Correct, yes. And what I didn't mention too is we do have our own campers kitchen.
That's right.
So we do have food available in season. During the summertime, it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we've offered everything from your typical camping cuisine, from fried dough to ice cream to lobster dinners. So you can kind of pretty much get the gamut of whatever you'd like to eat.
And you also have here sometimes, the big pancake breakfasts and things. I think Mother's Day and holidays like that, or special occasions, you'll have open up the whole downstairs and just have a huge spread.
Right, it's all you can eat, and we do have the pancake breakfast. We also have other dinners like Easter ham dinner and Thanksgiving dinner. We have special weekends where we have like a superhero weekend, we have royal weekend, we have luau weekend, chicken barbecue weekend. So there's lots of different themes that if you want it, Father's Day, Mother's Day, lots of different things going on. So you can kind of pick the weekend that kind of sparks your interest in camping and come that weekend.
Now, if someone was RVing here, but they wanted to get into Boston or get to Gillette Stadium or get to the Rentham Outlets, but they didn't have transportation, or for whatever reason they're not comfortable driving their own vehicle, can your concierge office arrange transportation or help them arrange either Uber or a driving service?
Of course, especially with Uber and Lyft now in the picture. We also do have local taxi service available. So if you wanted to go into Gillette Stadium or the outlets, that's certainly something that we can provide. If you wanted to go into Boston, we recommend public transportation. You can either take an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi to the commuter line station, which is just in Mansfield, the next town over. Or if you're more comfortable and you have a car and you'd like to drive to the subway station, but not all the way into Boston, it's a lot easier to do that rather than try to fight the traffic getting into Boston. So we can map everything out for you and make phone calls and provide any service that you'd need.
I'm going to move to a slightly different topic area, and that's the services you offer for RV owners for the RV themselves. I think you have storage and other services to help people either in the area or from other areas with their RVs. Could you explain a little bit about that? Because I think that's fairly unusual.
So many times our guests don't have room in their yards to store their RV. So we do have a designated area that is gated that we do rent space for them to store their RV. And another service that we offer is for us to move their RV to the site. So if they were coming up on a Friday and they wanted their camper to be all set up for them on the site, we do have a moving service that we'll move the trailer for you onto your site, and then we'll move it back as well. We also have an RV service where they'll come out to the park and they'll repair anything that you need done on your RV right here on property. So.
Now, speaking of things you might need when you're camping and unforeseen circumstances, what are the procedures campers should follow that your park recommends if they need emergency services?
Well, in the unforeseen circumstance that you do have an emergency come up, a 911 is always an option to you. It's your comfort level. However, we do have an emergency phone number that is listed in our pamphlets and also on our office front door and on our hospitality station. And you can get somebody right away by calling the emergency number that will come and address the emergency. We have an extensive protocol, a very lengthy emergency plan handbook, and we train all our team members for any type of emergency that would happen on property.
For people who are camping alone, doing solo, either they're doing a road trip and they might feel vulnerable camping alone in a campground. Can you tell us a little bit about the security measures and the security procedures you have in place?
Sure. So we are a gated campground. We have one way in through the gate and one way out through our gate. All the other exits, the emergency exits, are locked. You can only enter the park if you have an access code which is tied to your reservation. So anyone that's not camping on property will not be able to get through the gate. You also have to have a car pass on your vehicle, and we do have rangers that roam the park until the wee hours of the night, and during the busy season we have it 24 hours a day.
Now, for those campers who might want to bring family members along who have special needs, either medical concerns, health concerns, or mobility issues, what should they tell your staff about when they're making a reservation, and what's available to them so that their family members can have a really good camping experience while they're here?
The first suggestion would be to let the office know that you do have somebody in a wheelchair, so that we can put you on a site that's accommodating for you. Maybe it's a site that has pavement nearby, so it's easy for them to get around. We have handicapped and family restrooms available that you could use. Our pool area is accessible. Pretty much every area is accessible for anyone that's in a wheelchair. We even have a pool lift that if somebody needed to use the pool and they can't get in or out by themselves, we can bring that out and use that as well. So we're very accommodating when it comes to anybody. We have rentals that are handicapped accessible, so they're able to enjoy, a cabin if they'd like, and still feel comfortable and not feel like they're being inconvenienced.
Now, do you have a work to camp program? Some places do, some places offer that. I know there are a lot of people who camp year round, they're full-timers, and that's what they do going across the country. Do you have one available?
We do. We have a work camper program, and we've had it probably for about 15 to 20 years. We have a small group of work campers that we've had year after year after year, and they become one of the family. So what they'll do is they'll come and work for us from the beginning of the season, usually May 1st through Halloween, and we provide them a site to stay on, plus they do get paid as well, and they'll work a set number of hours depending upon the department that they're working for. And it really is a nice program because then they go to Florida or Arizona or wherever they decide the snowbirds are going to go, but they come back here year after year, which is really nice to have them back as one of the family.
Now, you're not open year-round, though. You used to be.
Right.
But you changed that policy. When are you open, and how do the services change throughout the year as far as the hookup availability for water, sewer, cable, that kind of thing?
So our hours for the campground is open is April 1st, and we close on December 1st. Now, 2 years ago, we still had snow into May. We had that very horrible snow winter. And so the water is turned off until we can see that the water is going to be able to be above freezing. And then we do have to turn the water off again mid-November, depending upon the weather. But there is water available for campers if they would like to still camp in that season, available. There's water spigots available. Our bathhouses are still heated with free hot showers. As far as the rest of the facilities go, they are all open. It's really just the water that we have to watch out for freezing.
So anyone wanting to come in, say, November or early spring should be prepared that they may need to run a hose or something to refresh their freshwater tanks.
Or they could fill up their water tank and just run off their water tank if they'd like.
What advice would you have for people who are just starting out RVing and are very new to it, if they want to come here, and how they can prepare themselves for camping here, and what's available to them if they find out they forgot something? I think you have a store in the front.
So what I would suggest, if you're new to RVing and you'd like to try us out, I would pick a weekend that's not 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, or Halloween, because that is the busiest time for us, and you're not going to get the real true camping experience if you're here on the busiest weekends, although they're a lot of fun, and we do recommend you trying those. So try a weekend that's a little bit quieter, and just don't have high expectations as far as you need it to be a Norman Rockwell type of experience. Be there for just the memories and having a campfire and cooking s'mores. And if you need any of those things, we do have a fully stocked store at the front of the office, or we could send you down the street. Say you forgot a Target is right down the street. So you might seem like you're kind of off the beaten path and very primitive, but we do have civilization right around the corner.
So we've got dances, we've got candy bar bingo, we have lobster dinners, pancake breakfasts. What else do you have here for people who just decide they want to come in, set up shop, and not leave?
Well, the entertainment is big. So every Saturday night we'll have some sort of entertainment. Dances are very popular, whether it's a DJ, a band, a two-man duo, which we have coming up at one of our events in the food truck weekend. So you can, and the family can enjoy it. It's not just for adults, and it's not just for children. It's a family event.
So food truck weekend is this weekend.
Yes.
In fact, it's tomorrow. Could you tell us a little about that? Because that's one event I'm not familiar with.
Sure, and it's actually just the second time that we're offering the food truck weekend. So we have 4 food trucks coming in tomorrow for our guests, and they can purchase anything from sausage, hoagies, French fries, wood-fired pizza, venison. We'll also have a beer truck, and we're going to have some classic cars on display as well. So we're going to have a bonfire and some musical entertainment out there as well. It should be a really fun fall event.
Well, you spoke to my heart, and you spoke to my husband's heart with the classic cars, so I think we'll be there for that.
Great.
If people out there want to look up Normandy Farms and get more information, can you tell us the best way to look you up? Now, I think you have a website, correct?
Correct. It's normandyfarms.com.
And you also have a reservation number with people available there to answer questions. What are the hours for customer service for people who prefer to use the telephone?
So if you'd like to give us a call to inquire or make reservations, the office hour varies upon the season. Right now we're open from 9 to 6. This is November. So in mid-season, May through September, we're open 8 in the morning till 9 in the evening to take phone calls, and then it kind of varies off of that. When we're closed, we still are open to take reservations, so we're open 10 to 5 daily during the winter months, December through March.
And if someone calls, they're actually going to get Normandy Farms staff, correct?
Correct, right. We answer our phones. You might have to wait on hold a little bit, but we do answer our phones and speak directly to you. We're also on social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest. So we have all of that out there as well.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today.
Ellen. Thank you.
We love it here, and I'm really excited I get to introduce a lot of people who maybe aren't familiar with your wonderful campground.
Well, we hope to see all of you here. So thank you, Ellen, for bringing this to their attention.